guests ever. It's Marcus, otherwise known as Puff United on Twitter.
Also known as creator of Among Us, a co-creator.
Yeah.
Also known as Super Among Us. Okay, I'll stop. That was the only joke we could make about that. We're actually really surprised to see you today, mostly because you've been like an enigma to me on Twitter. Like, you've always been there. You've always been around. You interact with all the people I know, but we've never had like a real conversation.
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's cool finally putting a face to the P with the
little U. Yeah.
Blue.
Yeah, I'm starting to try to become more outgoing. It's a process.
It's working. Going to a convention, that's a start too.
And not games done quick.
Yeah, we thought the gaming convention that he was going to was games done quick. So I was like, it's kind of weird. There's like no queue at the end.
Even then, I was like, it's weird that like all these developers are going to a speedrunning convention. I didn't think it would be a big deal, but it was games developer
developer conference,
which is way more.
Makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
This is day 4, so if I'm a little bit tired, it's because I've been talking for like 4 or 5 days straight.
Well, thank you again for coming on
and
and talking to
us.
us.
It's my pleasure.
We're a bunch of
We're sitting here with our Among Us crewmate. We got at Walmart.
Cool.
Dude,
no,
you
it's
know,
cool.
It's a real one.
Only at Walmart.
Oh, yeah,
It's
okay.
exclusive.
It's exclusive.
So this is an exclusive, guys. Don't be jealous.
You know, I was telling you earlier how Mark and I always go to we go to Walmart and Target because we always try to find like Sonic figures, usually because Mark wants to collect them and put them in our office. But every time we go, we always see Among Us everywhere, and so I wanted to ask, like, is it weird seeing your like, you know, something you've worked on and created, like
filling up like as much of like an aisle as like Super Mario stuff?
Yeah, I don't think that feeling will ever sink in. It just, I just can't like process it still.
Yeah.
So it just, I don't even try to process it.
Listen, Among
This is
Us,
the thing
like,
that it is.
It came out in like what 2018,
2018,
wasn't it?
yeah.
And then it didn't blow up until like the pandemic.
Mhm.
Was it like a night and day like difference of it blowing up suddenly, or was it like gradual?
I mean, it was kind of gradual, but not like, I mean, we weren't failing by any means.
Yeah.
But the amount of success that came was like so stark that it wasn't gradual. Like it was,
damn.
you couldn't see the bar after it took off.
Yeah.
From the past 2 years.
You know, Among Us is a big reason why Mark and I had gotten together too.
That was the first time. the first ever message that Veronica ever sent me was, "Hi, want to play Among Us?"
Nice. You're welcome.
Hey, we got married,
Yeah.
so thank you.
Wow, and you didn't even invite me to the wedding?
It's coming up.
Oh,
It's
okay.
coming up, so you'll get
In
an
that case,
invitation.
all right.
It's in Ireland, so
I've never been.
strap up. All the more reason to come.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's crazy how much it's fucking exploded. It's in like I remember
Everything.
everyone blew up because it was in what, Knives Out? Was
Yeah.
it recently? Was that like?
That makes
Did you
me
get
feel-
like contacted beforehand about that?
Yeah, we worked with
Oh, you
them.
really?
I photoshopped the meeting screen because we needed to have the names big enough so that people could read them.
Oh, wow.
So I photoshopped something in a feature film.
It's pretty crazy.
Ryan Johnson knew what
Are you in the credits? Like
No, that was a weird thing. They didn't do the like copyright inner sloth because you know they do that at the end.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I don't know.
Ooh.
I
I guess
wonder if
Ryan
that's something
Johnson
you
made
have to
them, I
You have to
negotiate.
sue Ryan Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get your Knives Out money.
Yeah, I'll get my actual knives out.
There's been a lot of like ever since Among Us blew up. There's so many like imitations of it coming up. Like
The Fortnite one.
they made Fortnite Among
Yeah.
Us. I remember that was like a small thing for a while, like a little drama.
How does Inner Sloth deal with that? Or do you guys are just like, it's kind of like,
We kind of just do our thing. Like it's not really worth getting upset over.
That's fair.
And like I don't think that we should like, it's like we own this, no one's allowed to do it. Like but at the same time I think that if you're gonna do the same thing, put a twist on it at least.
Yeah.
Like don't just do the same thing.
it's exactly to a T the same thing.
Yeah.
Same maps.
But then you got to work with Fortnite afterwards, didn't you?
Yeah.
Like a little crewmate, like backpack or something.
Yeah, I got the distraction dance into Fortnite.
Yeah.
That was my goal.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny. When we found out it was there, we're like, we love Fortnite. We're like, we have to get the Among Us backpack. I have to get the Among Us backpack. I love it so much. It's genuinely like, it's a game that you can play anywhere at any time.
Veronica, like we were in England once and it was like fucking like 4 p.m. or 4 a.m. and Veronica was like, oh, let's play Among Us. Like, why
On
just
our
two of
phones.
us?
What did you guys always want to do it for mobile? Or was that...
No, yeah, initially it was only mobile, only local. We didn't have any
Really?
online. Yeah, and when we put it out, we got a lot of reviews that were like, "This looks fun, but I don't have enough friends to play it. Like, I wish I could play it." And so we were like, we'd spent I think like six to 8 months developing it, and we were like, because Forrest was our only programmer at the time, and he doesn't know how to do, or at the time didn't know how to do online. So we were like, well, do you want to like learn how to do that and give this game? We've already put so much work into it. Maybe give it more of a chance
More
to
potential.
be. Yeah. And so he, for an entire month, just like figured out how to make it work online, and then we put it on Steam at the same time.
How many more developers have you brought on over the years?
It's been like double each year now. So like we were 3 when it blew up in 2020, and then by the end of that year we were at 5, and then we were sitting at 8 or 9 for a while, and then like now we're at 20.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Dude, congratulations.
Thank you. It's been a growing pains, but in a good way. Like, because I've always been a solo developer, working on like Henry Stickman by myself, and like I'm fairly reserved and introverted, so I don't really reach out to people to collaborate with them. So now I have to learn how to like work as a team.
Yeah.
Like when we got up to 8 people, we were like, this is just like not working anymore, and it was like, oh, we need a producer. And I don't know, I didn't at the time know what a producer did. Like I thought of it from movie terms where they come in and they give you money, and we're like,
Dude,
like I don't want that. Like, but they like help you like schedule deadlines and make sure that every team knows what they need to do.
Yeah.
And because like in the beginning, if you're just 3 people, you can have a team meeting and everybody knows.
Yeah.
But that just doesn't, that's not sustainable once you get to like 8 or even like 20 now. Like there's no way we're going to have all hands every day.
Yeah.
And I can imagine working on like a much bigger game. Like you recently released Among Us VR.
Yeah, but that was developed by Shell Games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Okay.
that was I forget the term, not contracted, but
I know you're talking about. I can't. What's the word?
yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah,
My,
I know what you mean.
my
though.
word
yeah,
recall this week has been terrible.
How much input did you have then on Among Us VR? Was it kind of weird to like have your property kind of just been like out of your hands?
A little bit. I mean, I think on the team, I was probably the one most involved because I would meet with their art director, and he would walk me through the map and show me like, here's what we're thinking for this one, or like, and then get feedback from me, like, because there's some parts you can't see in the base game because it's all from one perspective.
Yeah.
So he'd be like, I was thinking about putting like something like this on this wall. What do you think? And I'd be like, yeah, I think that makes sense. Or I'd be like, no, I think it should be. I remember in the storage room on Skeld, they had these like, I think they were catwalks, but they looked to me like ventilation, like air ducts.
Yeah.
And so I like would comment on that, like, I'm not sure what this is, and then we like brainstormed a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was cool because it was like you put on your VR set and he's like giving you a tour of this thing you built. It's like he built a house, and it's like,
wild.
yeah, so this is this room, like
It's a recreation.
yeah. And it's super cool because like I drew the original Skeld in 2D, and seeing it come to life in like
3D.
yeah, you can like step into it. It's just like weird.
That's like, yeah, I'm sure it's like kind of like a little bit of a magical moment in a way.
Yeah.
Oh god, I wish I could experience something like that.
Yeah, I remember whenever VR chat was really big, they had like an Among Us in VR chat, and I would play that a lot. And I was like, why didn't they just like
Make
this official at this point?
I think I don't even know. I don't know if I'm allowed to say or not. I think they like reached out to us, but we were so bogged down with other stuff that it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So, any talks for Among Us 2?
You were
No.
developing it, weren't you, at one point?
So yeah, what happened was like we put it on Steam, and then we like for a year we made 2 new maps, and then we were like, there were other ideas for like, oh, what if we added roles, or like what if we had this mechanic, and the whole time we were just like, we'll just save it for the sequel, just so that we don't try to put too much shit into the game.
Yeah.
And then at the beginning of 2020, we were like, okay, we're done with Among Us. No more updates. And everyone that was playing was like, okay, dead game, and they left. But not everyone. But then like the next snowball started where we got like a daily deal on Steam, and that got some players, and then like someone knew someone that worked at Steam that was a streamer, and they like told their streamer friends, and then like in August it just like
I remember that.
an actual virus
So
just
many
spread through the
people,
community.
yes.
It was like the first game in a while, I feel like, that broke out of the like kind of gaming spheres and like the popular culture. Because I would see like I was doing university around that time over Zoom, and I would see like my teachers and stuff have it on their desktop. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I it's interesting because I think that was kind of the intention at the beginning with designing, because if you have a group of friends together, they're not all going to be gamers.
Yeah.
And like we all have those friends that like want to play, but they're like they might not be too skilled enough mechanically. So that the goal was always to make it approachable enough for anyone, so that you could get a full group together easily, and no one's going to feel like uncomfortable trying to figure out how to play.
Well, it's like playing like Mario Party or like
Jackbox or
Smash
something.
Brothers, where there is like a skill level to it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. How much then? Because obviously Among Us has exploded, and are there still plans for a sequel at this point?
No, so yeah, getting back to that, like when it started exploding, we were like, should we like, because we weren't thinking about we were going to make some other game or like start thinking about another game. And we were like, should we just like work on the game everyone's playing instead of, because initially we were like, okay, we'll make a sequel. But then we were like, but everyone's playing this, like we should just work on that. And like, for me, I think part of it was just I wanted to see what it was like to like work and update something that people were playing and see them like
Respond.
see them react to it,
Get the
because
reception.
that's where I get, I think, a lot of passion in game development is like seeing people playing it and stuff.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. Around that time when it picked up, I want to say what, late 2020, early 2021.
Like late 2020, yeah.
Yeah, it was like everyone like I knew who streamed or did anything online.
I would always see on Twitter people just being like, "Here, Among Us lobby, join."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would do too. It'd be like 3 a.m. and I'd be like, I'm just gonna play Among Us.
But yeah,
on
it was
my
like
phone.
3 a.m. and I'm in Ireland, so it would be like 8 a.m. for me, and I would just be waking up and I'm like, "Well, Among Us, sure."
Yeah. Before you went to uni.
Yeah, it was while I was in uni on Zoom. I'd be so
And
bored.
you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much plans further then are for is there for like future Among Us stuff? Because there is that like there definitely would be that fear of like that Angry Birds thing where you just do like Among Us 2, Among Us 3, you
Yeah.
know, like spin-offs of Among Us, like all like Among Us Racing, Among Us like fighting, you know, shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm interested in like thinking about spin-offs in that way, because like for my personal taste, like I'm kind of burnt out on social deduction. And I feel like trying to do, if we want to do more of that, it'll still be in that game. Like we're not going to make, I mean, don't quote me on it, but I don't think we're going to make another social deduction game of Among Us with like it's going to be an Among Us. Like there's no reason to make another one.
That's fair.
But I mean, we're still like going through growing pains and processes for like how to do a live game service as a team that's growing. So like last year was kind of rough because we were only able to put out one big content update, which is like a little bit demoralizing, but it's still important for us to like figure out how to work and especially fix problems with the game, like bugs and stuff, because if we just put more and more stuff in there, it's going to fall apart.
There'll be more things that break.
Yeah.
So let me ask this then. What is your advice for any indie developers out there who want to make a game of their own?
Just make one.
That's good advice.
It really is. Honestly, like from what I've seen, like growing up, even like in high school, I would make comics just for fun. And like people would read them and go, oh, that's so cool, I want to do it. And then they would do it for like a month and get bored.
Yeah.
And like I've seen that with games too. Like people see, even like when I was making Henry games, they'd see it and go, oh, that seems fun, I want to do that. And they might make one game and then just like, that's it.
Yeah.
Or usually they don't even get there. A lot of people get stuck in the planning phase and they're just like, it's got to be perfect, I want it to be this and this and this. And then they just like go in a circle. But you just got to start and make anything, even if it's simple.
Even if it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think we talk much about how many failed games we had before Among Us. Like, I think we had two projects that we worked on for a year each that we just scrapped.
Damn.
Because it wasn't like and each time we learned something.
Yeah.
We were working on a game that was, we were working on a game and then we went to PAX in like 2015, I think. or maybe 14. And we saw Nuclear Throne, and we were like, oh, this is just a better version of what we're making.
Oh, that must be.
And
like,
that was like,
oh.
I remember talking with Forrest at PAX, just like, should we like make something else? It was just like painful, but also a learning experience.
Yeah.
That paid off.
Yeah, it did
Yeah.
pay off. Like Walmart knows. Consumerism at its finest. What do you think? We asked you this earlier. What do you think about all the bootleg merch? Yeah.
It's a losing battle. You don't even need to like, it's not worth spending the energy to fight it.
Yeah.
It's just like funny.
It's also more recognition for your brand.
It
I was gonna
is.
say,
I mean,
yeah.
if you think about like big corporations, they'd be like, oh, it's tainting the brand because this isn't what it looks like or anything. But I think it's funny.
It all kind of looks similar. It's all the
It
same
does,
shape.
but like I've seen ones at like state fairs that have like the visor's like a
All the way
tumor
out.
that sticks out of their face.
I love those ones though.
Yeah.
They're so dopey looking.
Yeah, and like I know I have a mall near my parents' house where I grew up, and they have like those T-shirt stands in the middle with just like they got like knockoff Baby Yoda and like here's sus like
I love that so much.
I got the photo of my little cousin.
Yeah.
I went home whenever I first came here to California. I came home for Christmas to see my family again, and my little cousin walked in the door looking like this. I'm just doing this because I think he'd be happy that I would
Mention
show this.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would. And that's like, but that's in Ireland.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that is so wild. That how big it got.
Indie games are like way bigger
Yeah.
nowadays. Like look at like Five Nights at Freddy's, Friday Night Funkin', shit like
Bendy
that.
and the Ink Machine.
yeah.
Bendy and the Ink Machine, yeah. All this shit's blowing up.
Yeah, it is a really good time for indie projects.
Yeah.
Animation and games.
Because it's such like an opportunity now for it to break into like
Mainstream.
mainstream
Yeah,
and
look
not
at-
be like indie anymore.
Look at Pizza Tower. Pizza Tower is a good
Pizza Tower's blowing
example.
up, yeah, that's the current one.
Yeah. You know, it's like a Wario Land inspired platformer for those who aren't aware. Pizza Tower. Go check it out. It's on Steam. But yeah, I'd seen him developing that game for like years on Twitter. I don't know him personally, but I would like see the progress and I'd be like, this looks awesome. It's like Wario Land 4, you know? And then it finally, I was like, oh, it finally came out, and
And then you never played it.
everybody, yeah, and I never played
I
it.
haven't
Not
played
yet.
it either. It looks. I like the art style a lot. Like the vibe is.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
like,
love
a
it
deep
too.
cartoon.
I like his like movements too. His like
Yeah.
out of breath movements. It's
Yeah.
all like.
It's got a lot
face.
of character.
Yeah, definitely. You can see the passion in that.
I think like a memorable design is like it's half the
That's all you
battle.
need.
Like Little Among Us.
That
like,
is
for me,
so
it's
memorable.
simple, but-
Yes.
I'm asking this just because it was like half the comments because I put out a tweet asking for any questions. And I already know the answer, but how much was the like designing fees for the old crewmates? I remember you posted it to Twitter.
I've tweeted that picture before.
Here it is.
I drew 3 figures. There was like a little ball guy, a little star guy, and then there was the current one, but with no backpack. And I was like, I don't know, I like that one, but maybe it needs like a backpack. And that was it.
Great.
Like-
Where'd all the little accessories come in? All
little
like,
So
hats.
that was when we started trying to think about like, oh, maybe we should experiment with microtransactions. Like, what could we do? Hats, oh, that's easy. Just like, it's a static image or two, and then you like just animate it bouncing in Unity. And then from there, we're like, oh, what if we did skins and we like just,
little pets.
yeah,
Yeah, I
pets.
love the little
I
pet.
remember pitching pets like, should we had pets? I feel like that would be really successful. And it was a step for us because it almost felt like kind of icky almost.
Yeah.
But like I think we did a poll on Twitter or on Discord and everyone's like, yes, please add pets. All right.
When I saw it, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this.
Yeah.
I want a little wench with me. Well, wenches are a little chihuahua.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
I've
it.
seen it.
I love, you know what it looks like.
Here's a picture of him right here.
No, not that one. Not that one. Put that one.
This one was dick out.
There is a picture of our dog with his dick out. I like to show people at my meetings. Just because we had a great meeting. Look at this. You want to see my dog's dick? And they're always like, wow.
yeah.
It's always the same expression. Okay, anyways, this is not about that.
This is about Among Us.
This is about Among Us, okay?
Different red thing.
Round and round thing with
Yeah.
a visor. Okay.
I should look at more questions on Twitter.
Yeah.
I feel like, questions we got.
Okay, while you're looking for questions, Henry Stickman 6. Will we get a Henry Stickman 6?
I don't think so. I got extremely burnt out working on the Henry Stickman collection. It took 3 years, and it was basically just me doing. Like,
damn.
I mean, there's Forrest was doing the coding, but it's just like hooking up buttons and like
assigning things,
variables and stuff. But like at the start of that mountain, I think I had like some other health things going on, like that was contributing to depression, but like I think they were related, and so like I think I was a little bit traumatized after that, and I don't really want to go through that again. And I mean, we could do like we have people now that could do it, but I feel like I did what I set out to do with that series.
That's fair.
Like, leave it on a good note.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want to Simpsons it.
Yeah, no need to open the door if it's shut nicely.
Yeah,
Are you
exactly.
worried about Among Us getting to that point of being like too much Among Us?
Yeah, I think that's something we're like feeling out as we go, because there's been questions internally like how long is Among Us going to go, and we don't really have an answer yet, but like it's not going to go forever. It has to have an ending point at some point. So yeah, I don't really know when that would be yet.
I guess
it's something we're
people
thinking
stop
about.
wanting it. There's clearly demand still there for it. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's part of it, but I think also the element of like not just like doing it until it's tired.
Yeah.
Is something I like.
Not tiring it out yourself.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Yeah, I get that. So, as far as like Among Us, like. Or just games in general, how long does it really take to kind of like keep your eye on like the game to patch it and like update it and stuff? Like how long typically do development teams like focus on that?
It's hard to say because like I only have my own experience and we've only put out like technically 3 games, but like Dig to China was our very first game. That was just me and Forrest, and it didn't really take off per se. It actually got popular in China because it got ripped onto some Chinese.
Really?
Yeah. But and it's the other part is like Among Us is live service, so it always needs updates.
Yeah, that makes sense.
To fix things that we put in.
Especially once it started blowing up, like there's a lot more feedback.
Yeah, and like our servers were not built to handle that many people, so we had to like. I mean, I say Forrest had to figure all that out.
That leads into this little question. This is by Tippity on Twitter. There's 400 questions here, so we'll skim them. What were the first week to 2 weeks where the game exploded in popularity like? I'm sure the office and studio the game was developed at had a scary few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have an office. We're fully remote.
Dang.
But I remember watching a streamer with 40,000 viewers playing. I think it was 40,000. And I asked Forrest, I was like, do you think this is going to have an impact on our sales at all? And he's like, I don't know. I think Twitch is different than YouTube. Like, I don't think it'll have quite the same return. Yeah.
This is from Wallace. Shout out to Wallace.
Shout out to Wallace.
I prefer Gromit. But
how did the HoloLive collab come to be? I don't even know what that is.
They're like VTubers from Japan.
Oh,
they're like super popular over there, I think.
What was the collab with them?
We just did like a cosmetic bundle.
Oh yes, that's right. Okay, yeah, you did like in-game costumes based off the VTubers.
Yeah, come on, more.
Yeah, how did that come?
I mean, we have partners that we work with now that like help us interact with people who want to like do collabs. So I think it just came through there. I don't know if we reached out because we had a lot of people on the team that were fans of HoloLive. So I think when that came up, they're like, oh yeah, we should do that, because I'm not familiar with them either. But we had enough people on the team that thought it would be cool, so we just like did it.
So hell yeah.
So when is the wench collab?
Yeah, when do we get a Guinto in the game? No, don't answer that. Don't answer
Depends. No.
that.
I do want to add more pets.
Do
at
you
some
want
point.
to see the picture of his dick? Look, will that convince you?
Yes, we're gonna put only that in.
I'm seeing a lot of like game companies like try to capitalize on VTubers and stuff, and I like Sonic Frontiers. Basically, the new fucking like Sega spokesperson is like a Japanese VTuber.
Really?
They played a Sonic game once, and people liked it because they kept screaming at it when they would die. So Sega put them in Sonic Frontiers. In Sonic Frontiers in Japan, you can put shoes on Sonic that are the color scheme of the VTuber, and they replace all the little like Chow things with the VTuber's like mascot.
What?
Yeah, and then they make the song to her screaming. It's so bizarre that like that's just like
They
becoming
could
so
do
common.
that, but they can't make a Chow Garden game.
Get on it, Sega.
I know.
Okay, what do you think of Among Us memes?
They're the best.
Honestly, I love them.
Yeah, there's a lot
They
of.
never get old to me ever.
I just made like a shit post right before coming here, where I took the the Among Us sound, but then I did that like mirror thing where you take half of the picture and you put them together.
Yeah.
So it was Amuma, and then I took the remix of the song and just played it backwards. And then I came to GDC. That was the last thing I did
That's
at work.
Great. Dude, I love those memes so much. So why do you keep looking at a picture of your cousin, dude?
I'm on Twitter looking at questions.
What is that question? What is that question?
Okay, let's see. Okay, this question is from Justin. He asks, rate the fit.
Sick, dude. I like the sideways crewmate there on the blazer.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
I didn't even realize that.
It's the champion logo.
That's pretty good.
I'll see
You
if
gonna
that's
save
okay.
that? Sorry.
You don't even follow me, Justin, but so I'll have to reply to your tweet when the episode comes out.
That's really funny.
Have you seen the guy who's like, stop talking about Among Us?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's one, I mean, this isn't really an Among Us meme, but there's one where he's ranting about Donkey Kong.
Really?
Yeah, and it's really well done.
Yeah.
I'll have to
I have
send it
seen
to you.
that,
Yeah, it's like one of my favorite
Yeah, you
videos.
sent that to me. I like anyone who talks about Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
I love Donkey Kong.
And they put in like sound effects from Donkey Kong 64 and country and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good.
Dude,
All these questions are pretty similar. Whenever Among Us exploded in popularity, did that like transfer over to Henry Stickman?
yeah, dude.
There's like a weird, because Henry Stickman came out right before it exploded. Like I think it came out on like August 9th or something, 8th. And then like August 20th was when Among Us blew up. So some people have contributed the blow up to Henry Stickman, which I don't think is necessarily accurate, but I'm sure it contributed slightly.
I think I would say so. Because I saw a lot of people talking about Henry Stickman before
Like,
Among
yeah.
Us, yeah. At least in our community, you know what I mean?
Yeah, when I had my first viral tweet, I think, which was like, I put the trailer out for the collection like a week before, and it hit like that nostalgia for people. Were like, oh, remember this? And everyone like retweeted it, and I was like, this is weird. Like my notifications are always at 9 plus. I have to keep, every time I click, there's like more.
That scares me.
Ask him the question you've been waiting to ask him this whole time.
Yeah, was there one?
Yeah.
What was this?
You've been talking about this all weekend.
Yeah, have I?
Mm-hmm.
You want to remind me?
It's
She said Baba Booey. This is a question. Have you ever seen the Family Guy clip where Peter Griffin says Baba Booey?
I don't think so.
Okay, have you ever seen the American Dad clip where Steve says Baba Booey?
I
That's
don't
all you
think
care
so.
about. Okay, now you will. Here's a live
This is
reaction.
the,
We can all watch
You
it
get the
together.
Family Guy one.
Well, the Family Guy one's less funny.
Okay.
Everyone in our comments always comments saying Baba Booey,
Okay.
referencing this clip. So guys, you know what to comment right now.
You guys are pathetic. You're idolizing a murderer.
Oh yeah? Well, Baba Booey!
That's it.
Nice.
The first thing that comes up is our podcast.
Was Baba Booey in the title?
I did see someone made like a super like realistic Family Guy clip that was like parodying Among Us.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wait, we did see that.
Oh,
that was really good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought it was real.
I know if we made that. Who the fuck was that?
Yeah, I remember I showed Mark, and Mark's like, I've seen this. This is I know this person. They did another one too, right? Yeah, I was like, it was written, and the jokes were like exactly what you would
Yeah,
expect,
exactly.
like for a Family Guy.
And the animation style was exactly the same.
It was
too.
is it that person?
No, I don't think so. I literally saw this. I'm one of the, because everyone, the new meme on Twitter is like, post your most famous thing, like that you've done.
Oh yeah.
And so I saw someone be like, I made the Family Guy Among Us thing.
Nice.
I'm
Yeah,
finding like
that's it?
re-uploads of it.
They did like the little like Peter Griffin or like the Family Guy mouth on the like the oh I love that.
Yeah.
It's so clever.
Yeah, I love
You
that.
passed the
guess.
clip of it.
Yeah, but it doesn't say like they're at or whatever. You know what? I did find AI Among Us Family Guy.
Oh yeah, I remember
That's
that.
I like this one. That one's pretty fucked up. Dude, I hate looking at AI generated people.
It's like kind of like uncanny.
Did you see the like women laughing at salads one that was like
Where
last
they have
week?
like a bunch of teeth.
Yeah, they have like a mouth inside of their mouth, and their hands are like too long,
That's
and their necks are like stretched out.
And
It's
there's
like
always
horrifying.
like more like tons of fingers and like fingernails in random places. Dude, that stuff freaks me out.
There's I don't think it actually is, but there's like an AI generated statue at the Yerba Gardens. He's got like
What?
like 4 hands, and like
What?
his mouth is like, yeah. I don't think it's meant to be AI generated, but like
It look here.
at the Yerba Gardens.
We should go see. We should go see
I've been
it.
meaning to take a picture of it.
Dude, that's pretty wild.
Okay, I can't find it, but okay, whoever knows who made that Family Guy
Put it in
Among
the
Us meme,
comments.
at them on Twitter and send them the link to this, so they can know that
We talked
it was
about
acknowledged.
Yeah. Well, I think that was a good,
Your little short episode.
yeah, nice quick
Just chilling.
episode, just chilling.
Yeah, I hope it was interesting.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely,
okay.
definitely. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for coming on. I really
course.
appreciate
Thanks
you
for
giving
having
us
me.
the time.
Yeah,
Dude, let's go get like a burger or something.
yeah, I haven't eaten today.
I know.
Really?
He hasn't. I had a croissant.
I had tacos.
Ooh, Taco Bell?
Taco Bell?
No, someplace.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
Oh.
Like they were like street tacos. They were pretty good.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Okay.
Guys,
Alright.
comment what you had for breakfast in the comments.
I had the Baba Booey special.
Thanks for watching. Tune in next time where we're interviewing
Matt Browley, I'm pretty sure.
Matt Borelli,
The creator of Amphibia.
Oh, cool.
or Spencer Rothbell,
The
Showrunner of
showrunner
Clarence.
of Clarence.
or Dex Flam.
Yeah, Dax Flame wanted to come on.
Oh, cool.
So, Dax Flame, coming for you. We're
Great.
coming for you, Dax Flame.